Welcome back, conspiracy theorists. We have another coincidence in the news today that I feel deserves a good read. So, CNN, which broadcasts in Atlanta, which is where The Walking Dead begins, not by accident, they come out from our friends in South Carolina and they say 16-year-old South Carolina student dies from COVID-19 complications as school district struggles with infections. This news broke today, August 16th, 2021. And that should remind you of this story that was put out August 13th. Please remember that date, where it says your child will wait for another child to die amid COVID-19 surge. Dallas County has no pediatric intensive care unit beds left, county judge says. And when this story broke, I just said, I was like, you watch, that within probably days, we're going to get the story of our first student dying. And of course, it happens in South Carolina, where there are millions upon millions of rituals done every single year in this state. Oh, my goodness gracious. So we're going to read this story, and then I'm going to show you the joke behind this. So as students return for the first day of school in Lancaster County, South Carolina, the district's leadership has confirmed that a 16-year-old student has died of complications from COVID-19. We are saddened to learn of the passing of the 16-year-old Andrew Jackson High student from COVID complications, Lancaster County School District Superintendent Jonathan Phillips said in a statement. Chief Deputy Coroner Jennifer Collins confirmed that the student died August 12th. The 16-year-old's name is not being released because the student was a minor, the coroner said. So did anybody even die? Phipps told CNN that the district already had 21 students infected with COVID-19 and 58 students are in quarantine ahead of Monday's first day of school. Additionally, there are 20 staff members with confirmed COVID-19 and 40 are quarantining. If you're a veteran here, you know why those numbers matter. Phipps said a member of the staff members have called in with COVID-19 symptoms, and he expects positive cases to increase. Phipps said he expects student enrollment to be above 15,000 this year. We are starting school with classes being taught by substitute teachers, administrators, and stretched for supervision. Buses are doing it's hard to even read these stories, man. They're just so full of shit. But it says buses are doing double routes. Maintenance workers are working overtime hours to cover those out. And we canceled last week's preseason football game at one of our high schools due to 8 positive cases with our players, Phipps said. Phipps highlighted the tremendous amount of political pressure from Governor Henry McMaster, who's another Jesuit pawn. It says for schools to continue in-person learning, McMaster signed an executive order on May 11th that restricted school districts from mandating masks for students. We will do the best we can to stay in person as long as we have coverage, Phipps said. So now I'm going to show you the joke of this. So did you see how many times in the story it referred to a 16-year-old student has died, a 16-year-old Andrew Jackson High student, 16, 16, 16, 16. Why did they want you to know 16? You know why they wanted you to know that number? Because in the language of Gematria, which you have to know to see through all mainstream bullshit, that's the language. That is the language that the current language you're speaking is based off of, the calendar you're on, and the currency you're a slave to. This cipher, by the way, is on the U.S. currency. If you're in the States, you'll see things like this: C3, O15, V22, I9, D4. You'll see that. It's on your currency. COVID is 53, which is the 16th prime number. And we get a story about a 16-year-old dying in South Carolina. So this was in the Lancaster County, South Carolina. And wouldn't you know it, Lancaster County sums to 191 and 56, just like Society of Jesus. The Jesuits are the ones who operate by this code every single day. All of your news is scripted this way. Your sports games are rigged this way. Your elections are rigged this way. The difference between these two ciphers is this is the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, if the Z is 26. That's the cipher on your currency. This cipher here is the alphabetic order only with the rules of numerology. So when you get the J, the 10th letter, it becomes 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. K, the 11th letter, 1 plus 1 is 2. Up to Z, the 26th letter, 2 plus 6 is 8. These are the two ciphers Manly P. Hall talks about in his book called The Secret Teachings of All Ages. He said he talks about Gematria, and he says if you look at these two ciphers and you apply it to mainstream news, you'll notice interesting connections, consistent patterns. And of course, the 56 is what really, really, really jumps out. If you're new here, 56 is the number of the Jesuits. And if you think it's all a coincidence, I want you to do me a favor. Pay attention to your news, no matter where you are in the world. News, when you're out in public, pay attention to how many times you see this number, 56. 56 this, 56 that, 56%, 5.6, whatever. You'll notice how often this number will show because it's the number of the Jesuits. Notice Society of Jesus is 56. All-Seeing Eye is 56. Washington, D.C., where the Jesuits have been longer than the federal government, 56. Anthony Fauci, 56, the Jesuit puppet who's Jesuit educated at Holy Cross. Event 201, 56, the Event 201 coronavirus outbreak simulation was done October 18th, 2019, the same day the Military World Games began in Wuhan, China. Paris, France, where the Jesuits were created, 56. Regeneron, which is the really expensive beverage that supposedly helps cure coronavirus, 56. COVID vaccine, 56. Fratelli Tutti, 56. That was Pope Francis's encyclical about what to do about coronavirus. Pope Francis is the first publicly Jesuit pope. U.S. government, 56. Climate control, climate change, 56. Climate control is a big part of their agenda. Power outage, 56. Natural disaster, 56. National Guard, 56. Mind control, 56. The government came out and said there might be a shortage of toilet paper. Everybody went out and bought up all the toilet paper, 56. Black Lives Matter, 56. That's another big agenda. Corona del Mar, 56. That's where Kobe Bryant was buried, who was the first 56 ritual of 2020. Adolf Hitler, 56. It's funny how everybody will come here and say, oh, anything can sum to 56. Okay, well, I'm going to prove you wrong right here because I already know the way you guys think. So let's come right here. We will use only the full reduction cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Okay, so anything can sum to 56, right? So my name, Shane, no 56. First and last name, Shane Lux, no 56. Let's see here. I used to work at UPS, 56. Oh, no, wait, it sums to 11. Never mind. United, that's an acronym for the United Parcel Service. Notice United Parcel Service, 56. Oh, wait, it sums to 92. Let's see here. I went to Montauk High School. Montauk's got the 56. Montauk High School, 56. Let's see what else. I was born in Pittsburgh. Let's see here. Pittsburgh's 56. That's in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania, 56. Let's see here. I drive a Scion TC, 56. What else we got here? Baking soda. Got some baking soda next to me. Baking soda's 56. Let's see what else we got. We got a hockey puck. Let's see here. Hockey puck, 56. What else? Smartphones right next to me. Smartphones, 56. Let's see here. I live on Hall Road, 56. Let's see, what am I? I'm wearing a hoodie right now. Let's see here. Hoodie's 56. Got some keys. Keys is 56. What else? Credit card. Let's see here. Credit card's 56. What else? Sunglasses. Got a pair of sunglasses. That's another 56. Yeah, I got a pen with me. Pen 56. You guys can probably hear the fan in the background. Fan's 56. See here, I got Zachary K. Hubbard's book, 9/11 to Coronavirus. We'll touch more on this in a minute. The word books, 56. So, I mean, again, you can make anything sum to anything with this knowledge, no doubt about it. So, let's continue with the coincidences, because this is all just a big conspiracy theory. So, if you remember that story from Dallas County saying your child will wait for another child to die, you know the coincidence of that? That story, as I said, was put out on August 13th. Now, August 13th is a date that's written 13/8. The brain dead Americans write the date 8/13, but for all the morons in the U.S. watching this, you can write the date 13/8 as the majority of the rest of the world does. And notice Andrew Jackson sums to 138, right? And this story today, August 16th, is out of Lancaster County, South Carolina at Andrew Jackson High School. What a coincidence. For those of you that don't know, Andrew Jackson is the 7th president of the United States. Now look at this. His birthday is March 15th, 1767, right? Notice how I guess I didn't put it up here. My goodness gracious. But from his birthday to the date of this story was exactly 155 days. And you know what? We'll bring it up right now. Time and date calculator. Andrew Jackson's birthday, March 15th, 2021 to August 16th. To August 16th, 2021. Exactly 155 days, just like coronavirus. What are the odds? And notice this right here. Notice how from the date he died, June 8th, that's the big blood sacrifice date, 8/6. Notice how from June 8th to August 16th is exactly 70 days. And that should remind you of our current president, Slow Joe, who somehow people voted for, despite the fact that he doesn't even know what city he's in when he's talking. Talk about brainwashed fucking retards. Don't call me a Trump supporter either, please. My God. If you're somebody who doesn't know your elections or your sports games are rigged in 2021, you need to get the fuck off my page. Do the world a favor, put a 12 gauge in your mouth, and pull the trigger. All right? But Slow Joe on May 4th, a date written 5/4, came out and said he wanted 70% of Americans vaccinated by July 4th. July 4th is Independence Day in the United States. And notice COVID vaccine, coronavirus, and independence sum to 70 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with the rules of numerology, which would be Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3, back to A is 26. And then with the rules of numerology, meaning you break every letter down to a single digit. So, from Andrew Jackson's birthday to Joe Biden's birthday every year is exactly 251 days later. 251 is the 54th prime number. And he says he wants 70% of Americans vaccinated by July 4th. That news broke on 5/4. So you got to ask yourself, are you a coincidence theorist